You're not managing time, you're managing terror. Terror of silence, terror of irrelevance, terror of discovering that without the endless meetings and packed schedules, you might not know who you actually are. Because here's what nobody tells you about busyness: it's not productivity, it's performance art for an audience of ghosts. I spent years worshiping at the altar of a jam packed calendar. Navy discipline drilled into my bones, corporate back to backs bleeding into tutoring marathons. Every block filled, every minute accounted for. And I felt important until the day I stared at my week, color coded to perfection, not a gap in sight, and I asked myself one question: if I died tomorrow, would any of this actually matter? The silence was deafening. Your schedule isn't proof of purpose, it's evidence of avoidance. Welcome to Daily Power Boost, Ignite Your Potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Sean Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. Welcome back to Daily Power Boost. Today, we're dismantling the calendar cult, the lie that equates motion with meaning, and why your packed schedule is the biggest barrier to the leader you're meant to become. And here's the brutal truth: your calendar is your autobiography written in 30-minute increments of cowardice. Every urgent meeting you take instead of the hard conversation you're avoiding, every client call you stack instead of the creative work that scares you, every errand you prioritize instead of the relationship that needs your presence. You're not busy, you're hiding. Here are 3 lies the calendar cult sells you. Lie number 1: full calendars equal full lives. Nope. Full calendars equal empty souls desperately trying to feel valuable through volume. The most important work you'll ever do can't be scheduled. It has to be protected. Your identity doesn't live in your task list. It lives in the spaces between the chaos. Line number 2: other people's urgency is your emergency. Every time you let someone else's urgent hijack your calendar, you're voting against your own future. Their crisis becomes your identity crisis. Stop being the volunteer fire department for other people's poor planning. And lie number 3: busy people are important people. Wrong. Important people protect their time like it's sacred because they know what they're building. Busy people fill time because they're terrified of what they might find in the silence. The difference? Intention versus addiction. So take a breath. Inhale the truth. Your time is your life force, not your performance metric. Exhale the lie that you're powerless against the tyranny of other people's agendas. Here's what I need you to confront. Where are you most proud of being swamped? And what uncomfortable truth are you drowning out? Who really authored your calendar? The leader you're becoming, or the people pleaser you're afraid to disappoint? If your schedule reflected your soul, what would immediately disappear? And what would finally have room to breathe? Here's your calendar detox. Audit the autopilot. Print last week's calendar. Circle everything that drained your soul. It's not productivity, that's spiritual bleeding. Fire the phantom. Cancel one recurring commitment that serves who you used to be and not who you're becoming. Feel the terror, but do it anyway. And schedule your soul first. Block sacred time for the work that matters: creation, reflection, presence. Protect it like revenue because it is your revenue. For years, I let my schedule be my identity. Busy, reliable, indispensable, but never free, never aligned, never fully alive. The calendar was never the problem. The identity hiding behind it was. When you stop using busyness as a shield, you discover something terrifying and beautiful. You have more power than you've been pretending not to have. This was the calendar cult, how your schedule hijacked your soul. And here's the bridge to everything. If your hours are hijacked, so is your authority. Next episode, we begin a new arc, identity-driven leadership, starting with the feedback fantasy, why you crave validation you can't use. Because leaders who outsource their clarity to applause never learn to trust the voice that matters most. Stop scheduling your life around other people's priorities. Start building a calendar that serves your soul. With strength in heart, I'm Sean Michael. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.